Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, on behalf of the city of Florence, I would like to express all of you my most sincere welcome in Florence and here in Palazzo Vecchio. This extremely important annual appointment of the State of the Union gives me as Mayor of Florence the opportunity to focus our attention on some aspects. We all know that the creation of the European Union was due to the ideal of a highly inspired politician leaders who joined together and worked to set up a project which put peace and stability among European nations at its very first place. The energy and strong motivation of the founding fathers aimed to establish an area where people could live, work, and cooperate in peace. 60 years ago, in 1915, in a world dominated by a Cold War between East and West, the project of a European coal and steel community began to unite European countries economically and politically in order to secure lasting peace. The adoption, exactly 16 years ago, of the European Union flag in December of 1955, consisting of a circle of 12 five-pointed golden stars on a blue background, as you know, represented one tangible step towards the prime target of unity and integrity. The 12 stars on the European Union flag do not represent the members of the Union, but the symbol of perfection. At the same time, the circle stars symbolizes the harmony among the people of the Union. Florence, with its traditional international vocation, represents the living witness of this ambitious and complex process toward an European integration. Thanks to its historical attitude and openness to culture, arts, international finance and politics, Florence was chosen by the European community to establish its important center of studies, the prestigious European University Institute, where the original treaties and acts are kept, together with documents and the private archives of personalities such as Altiero Spinelli and Alcide De Gasperi. And let me say thank you, a special thanks to Joseph Weiler for the direction of our institute and all staff for very important activities about our European University Institute. Florence is an attentive guardian of an ancient tradition and culture, as you know, of a precious heritage, which are the starting point to look further to the future. Our roots can positively inspire us to achieve new ambitious aims for a more integrated Europe. A stronger Europe signifies a stronger identity for its members, an identity capable to facilitate a constructive interaction among nations and communities. Nowadays, European countries are facing some major financial and economic crises, which cause concrete problems of redistribution of income and wealth. This requires the elaboration and promotion of new industrial policies involving innovation and sustainability, going towards an economic renaissance. Other key issues are the conflicts and wars in neighborhood countries and the immigration in the Mediterranean area. The Mediterranean countries, which are the first destination for people who want to reach also other European countries, are directly facing the humanitarian problem to assist refugees who are mostly victims of human trafficking, which can be considered a modern form of slavery. The scenario requires a moment of reflection and action, I would like to say, for all the European institutions, international authorities, and local governments. The latter are the government bodies which at the end have to concretely handle the question. We cannot be indifferent to the loss of human lives, which requires the adoption of urgent common measures agreed at European level, within the frame of an organic foreign policy leading to long-term solutions. As Robert Schuman said in 1915, Europe will not be made all at once or according to a single plan. It will be built through concrete achievements which first create a de facto solidarity. A leading role in the creation of a new Europe is given to cities. I have been particularly impressed by the statement I heard yesterday concerning the new Robert Schuman's declaration, affirming that the reality of the lives of most citizens is urban, a shift of resources to a common urban policy, in which mayors could play an important role with urban renewal projects contributing to growth and employment, as well as climate control, should be considered a priority in a reviving Europe. If we think about the maritime republics in their flourishing trade with the East in the 11th century, or Florence during Renaissance, we can find a strong historical link with the function of them nowadays. As Mayor of Florence, Giorgio Lapira, said, governments can fade away, but cities do remain. They remain and are the center and measure of success or failure of the strategies and policies on immigration, labor, climate change, education, culture and technological innovation, and welfare challenges. A major limitation today is, however, that urban communities have only little direct representation in the major European institutions, if not through the Committee of the Regions. And also because of this, they are so far from an everyday ordinary dimension. Europe should bet on the competitiveness of the metropolitan areas of the continent that can act as a locomotive of the states and regions of the continent. Europe should go beyond a bureaucratic dirigism that does not take into consideration what is happening in its territories. The needs, the desires, the changes in the daily life of families and citizens. Cities must be at the core of European integration as much as they are the core of European identity. Finally, we have a new reason to speak enthusiastically about Europe giving content and values to the process of integration. Europe as a center of a new humanism. There is a phrase by Hannah Arendt which expresses the concept of polis. Love beauty with simplicity and cultivate knowledge without weakness. We have to love the beauty of our cities, taking care of their artistic heritage, quality of life, and sustainability without weakness, without basking in a glorious past. We must not rely on the reassuring idea that Europe has always been the cradle of democracy, that in Europe were born the revolutions. We must, on the contrary, be conscious of what the past teaches us. Look at the present and build for all of us and for our cities a better future, where Europe will not be a mirage, but a permanent horizon to look at and work for every day. This morning, during the meeting with Vice President Mr. Timmermans here, thanks to you, Mr. Timmermans, for this occasion, with the local small and medium enterprises, an entrepreneur declared, in Europe we can proceed united or divided. There are not middle ways. The moment to decide has arrived. It's true. The moment to decide has arrived. Thank you very much and good job.